कुर्बानियों ने, इन बेटों ने, इन जिहादी गैरतमंदों ने।
Good evening. CNN News 18 has been at the forefront of exposing Pakistan's double game, dirty and dangerous double game when it comes to terror. We exposed Dawood Ibrahim's real address in Karachi. We exposed how the Pakistani defense minister knew all along that Osama was in his country. We also exposed, in fact got a Pakistani police officer to testify that the surgical strikes did indeed happen. What we're going to expose now, ladies and gentlemen, is the man who is described as the chief terror officer of Pakistan, the man who has taken over from the world's most dreaded terrorist, Hafiz Muhammad Saeed, who also happens to be Hafiz Muhammad Saeed's brother-in-law and now the head of the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, a man named Abdul Rahman Makki, in open defiance, challenging America, challenging Russia, challenging NATO, abusing India, even abusing Nawaz Sharif, Raheel Sharif and even General Musharraf. All of this openly, all of this brazenly. It's a CNN News 18 global exclusive on Face Off tonight. CNN News 18 exposes Pakistan's new terror CEO. He is Hafiz Saeed's brother-in-law, Abdul Rahman Makki, the new boss of the Jamaat-ud-Dawa. He calls the Pakistan government and the Pakistan army puppets in the hands of the jihadis. We ask, is Pakistan and the deep state of Pakistan impotent to take on the Jamaat-ud-Dawa and the Lashkar-e-Taiba?
He doesn't understand world situation. He doesn't understand the situation within the Muslim world to comment on such issues of General Raheel Sharif heading.
CNN News 18's expose rattles former Pakistan President Pervez Musharraf, who was once himself targeted by terrorists. He's too afraid to take on the JUD. Musharraf tells us the Jamaat-ud-Dawa is a welfare organization. What sort of welfare organization claims that Musharraf was chased out of Pakistan because of the jihadis, claims that Raheel Sharif is the head of a 33-country Sunni military alliance only because of jihad? We'll put those questions to our panelists. Here in our studios we'll be joined by G. Parthasarathy, former Indian High Commissioner of Pakistan, and also Major General Rajesh Arya, former GOC&C of the Northern Command. He'll be joining us here in the studios. Major General retired G.D. Bakshi, defense expert, will be joining us. Tariq Pirzada, defense expert from Islamabad. Taimur Shamil, also from Islamabad. And Gaurav Bhatia is a senior leader and spokesperson of the BJP. And you can take part in Face Off tonight. Go to our Twitter page. It's the pinned tweet. It's the poll. Is Pakistan impotent to act against the Jamaat-ud-Dawa despite evidence, despite Abdul Rahman Makki, now the organizational head of the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, caught on camera abusing not just India but Pakistanis themselves? Vote for the best debater of the night. Take our Twitter poll. We'll play the final results at the end of the poll. Here are the other headlines this Monday night on Face Off. No cricket if cross-border terror continues. Sports Minister Vijay Goyal makes it clear that there will be no bilateral series with the terror state. The opposition rallies against the centre's cattle slaughter ban. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan now writes to all chief ministers, including those of BJP-ruled states, to oppose the ban. Sources say the centre may scale back some parts of the notification. It might even exempt buffaloes from the list. The centre continues to push with its Gau Raksha agenda. There is no stopping cow vigilantes. They now strike in Maharashtra. They thrash 2 meat sellers on suspicion of selling beef. But up first, ladies and gentlemen, it's a CNN News 18 global exclusive. CNN News 18 is exposing tonight the man designated as the chief terror officer of Pakistan. He's the man who's taken over from Hafiz Muhammad Saeed, who's under house arrest and has been since the 30th of January. This man, Abdul Rahman Makki, is Hafiz Saeed's brother-in-law. He's taken over the terror factory named the Jamaat-ud-Dawa. He was caught on camera on the 16th of May at the Janaza, or the funeral in absentia of a slain terrorist, Abu Shiraz. Abu Shiraz was killed by Indian security forces in Kashmir inside the Pakistani terror factory in Bahawalpur. This is what Abdul Rahman Makki has been spewing on the 16th of May. What we're going to play now is the first excerpt of this outrageous, brazen, defiant speech made by Abdul Rahman Makki. Like I said, it was 2 weeks ago at the janaza of a slain terrorist. He says it openly, he says it brazenly, that whatever Pakistan is today, it is because of jihad. He goes on to say that Raheel Sharif, the former Pakistan Army chief, who now heads a 33-country alliance, a military alliance of Sunni countries, it is only because of jihad. Now that effectively means the former Pakistan Army chief and the institution of the Pakistan Army is now being controlled by this jihad factory. He's also spewed venom against the likes of the current Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and the former President-in-Chief of Army Staff, General Pervez Musharraf. Excerpt 1 of Abdul Rahman Makki in the CNN News 18 Global Exclusive.
आज चैलेंज करके कहता हूं, कसम अल्लाह की, ओ मेरे भाई, देख एक तरफ पाकिस्तान में बेचारा, हारा हुआ, पिटा हुआ चोर, डाकू, सियासतदान है। आज राहील शरीफ पाकिस्तान का साबिक आर्मी चीफ 33 अरब मुल्कों की आंखों का तारा बना फिरता है। अल्लाह की कसम, क्रेडिट गोज टू जिहाद। मुकाबिल अमेरिका की 52 रियासतें आज पाकिस्तान फतह याद है नीटो के 37 मुल्कों के मुकाबले एक जिहाद से। देख लो, मुशर्रफों ने कोशिशें की थी, अब तक हालतें सामने हैं। अल्लाह की कसम, जिहाद जारी है और जो जिहाद को रोकने आए थे वो दुनिया में दिखाई नहीं देते।
Abdul Rahman Makki there in an open public meeting abusing Raheel Sharif, a former army chief, a figure who is deified in Pakistan, also abusing former Pakistan President General Musharraf. I spoke to General Musharraf a short while back. He calls the JUD a welfare organization. He's dismissed Makki's claims that the JUD ousted him, and because of the JUD he had to flee the country, and he gave it away by saying that it's not like the Pakistani state cannot act against the likes of a Makki, it's simply that they choose not to act. This is General Musharraf. He says you had to flee from Pakistan because of jihadis like him.
Well, he's got his own views, which I don't accept at all. He doesn't seem to be knowing facts, and he's very divorced from realities.
Why don't you admit that your state is powerless in front of people like Makki? They cannot act against jihadis like Makki. Why don't you admit that?
Well, maybe instead of saying powerless, may I say that they don't want to, because they are doing a good job probably in some areas which favor the government.
Ah, they are doing a good job. See, now the cat is out of the bag. They're doing a good job because you use these proxies, you use these terrorists to fuel violence in Kashmir, in Afghanistan, in other parts of the world.
No, that is not violence.
So it's convenient for the state.
They are mujahideen.
It's convenient for the state. You just admitted it, General Musharraf. It is convenient for the Pakistani
state. You said your bit. Said your bit. Let me say. Now don't keep calling them terrorists, because I don't call them terrorists. We call them mujahideen. Right? Is that clear?
The fact is, here is a man who has a $2 million... He's abusing you. He's abusing Raheel Sharif.
He is not abusing. Don't exaggerate. He is not abusing. He is giving some views that I left Pakistan because of jihadi pressure. This is not an abuse.
But let me remind you that since 9/11, the world has changed. And since 9/11, you too, when you were President of Pakistan, accepted that you need to go after these jihadi factories. Unfortunately, you couldn't. You failed. And so did Raheel Sharif.
No, and because I didn't want to.
So does Nawaz Sharif.
Do you understand that? I didn't want to. I'm not calling them, don't call them terrorist organizations. I'm calling them a Mujahideen organization. Aren't you understanding that? So why should I act against them?
You didn't want to because these guys suit your agenda. So why don't you accept that Pakistan uses terrorism as an instrument of policy?
Yes, of course.
You use terrorism as an instrument of policy.
No, it is not terrorism. Don't keep calling it terrorism. It suits our agenda. These are Mujahideen who are fighting against your army in Kashmir, helping their brethren who you are killing.
All right, there, General Musharraf there, finding it very difficult to justify what Makki had to say about him. Let's bring in our panelists here in our studios. G. Parthasarathy is former Indian High Commissioner to Pakistan. Major General retired Rajesh Arya, defense expert, joining us here in our studios. Via satellite, we're joined by Major General G.D. Bakshi, Tariq Pirzada and Taimur Shamil joining us from Pakistan tonight, and Gaurav Bhatia, his spokesperson and leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Are you surprised by what Mr. Makki has had to say against the likes of Raheel Sharif, Musharraf?
No, I think in the case of Musharraf, it is understandable.
Okay.
Look, I was High Commissioner at that time, and they were the Lashkar-e-Taiba enjoyed the support not only of the army but of the Nawaz Sharif family. You know, when I was High Commissioner, then Nawaz sent the Governor of Punjab and his Information Minister Mushahid Hussain Saeed to actually call on and pay their respects to his side. This is the Prime Minister of Pakistan asking his ministers. So that was a time when both had it together. They had it together with Kargil. The fallout came, I think, after 2000 and the attack
assassination attempt.
No, the attack on the
Lal Masjid.
No, on 9/11.
9/11. Okay.
The Americans turned the squeeze, and in fairness to Musharraf, under American pressure, he signed an agreement with Vajpayee. And I am quoting it. So for him to say he knows nothing of terrorism, he wrote with Vajpayee that he assures that territory under Pakistan's control will not be used for terrorism. And I think till 2007, under American pressure, he did put a squeeze on them. They came back in the business in 2008 when Kayani became army chief.
So what about what this man is saying against Raheel Sharif?
Raheel Sharif is rather surprising. I'll tell you why. Raheel Sharif has always been a darling of the extremist crowd. What his fight with Raheel Sharif is beyond me. But the fact of the matter is that there is huge criticism within Pakistan of Raheel Sharif. They say has become a mercenary.
Okay.
By accepting this
new
so-called command, and a so-called command where there are no troops he commands. No government has pledged troops. Nobody wants to fight Shias, and even within the Sunnis, Qatar has refused to join.
That's right. But Major General, I mean, here's the thing. I don't find what Makki says about India or Kashmir any bit surprising, but I'm surprised at the fact that this man can say this on the 16th of May, reportedly. 2 weeks have passed. He has abused General Musharraf, he's abused Raheel Sharif, he's abused Nawaz Sharif, and yet the Pakistani state either does not want to act against him or is simply spineless to act against him.
Zaqat, you said last, I think that is the state. You know, we all have seen it for decades now. Number of chiefs have changed, number of terrorist group leaders have changed. Pakistan state over the decades, I would say last 2 decades, have been totally, I would say, suppressed by these extremist elements there or the terrorist organizations there. The world over is calling the Pakistan as a fountainhead of the terrorism in South Asia. And these are those organizations which are controlling the foreign policy of the Pakistan, which are dictating terms to the Pakistan government, and quite unfortunately the Pakistan army has also become in such a shape that they also cannot go against him. What just Ambassador said is, if I am not wrong, why he is gone against even previous army chief is because he was put under the house arrest during his time, and since then he has not been, Hafiz Saeed was not allowed to carry out any activity publicly.
You know, Tariq Pirzada, I mean, like I said, leave aside for a moment what he has said about Kashmir, the nonsense he said about India. Here's a man in an open meeting in Bahawalpur abusing your former army chief, abusing your former president, abusing your current prime minister, and no action against this man. No, who is this Makki? I mean, is he some kind of a don who is out of the reach of the law in Pakistan?
First of all, you heard a lot of lies spread by Partha Sathi, and obviously
What?
most of his statements were incorrect. Number one. Number two.
No, you leave aside what he has said. What about what Makki has said? What about what Makki has said?
Hold on, let me finish. As far as Makki is concerned, he is a citizen of Pakistan and he has a right to form opinion about anybody.
He is
because
a
Pakistan is democratic
designated
state.
terrorist.
Number three.
He's a designated
Number three.
terrorist with a $2 million bounty on
Well,
his
I've
head.
seen. Well, you remember Modi. Modi was also banned by the United States
What do you-
because of his terrorism.
He was an elected chief minister in a state in India. Hang on. Mr. Pirzada, get your facts right. Mr. Pirzada, get your facts right. There's a $2 million bounty on the head of this man. He has now taken over the reins of the Jamaat Dawa after Hafiz Saeed has been put under house
A
arrest.
lot of bounty on the head of Partha Sathi. What do we do?
That's the state
This
of
is the
Pakistan.
choice of many countries and
If there
many
was a
people.
bounty on my
Number
head,
four,
Mr. Pirzada,
the
I
world
visited your
is
country.
least concerned
How did you give me a
about the
visa?
allegations of India.
How
The
did
world
you
is
give me a
worried
visa?
about the freedom movement in Kashmir and the rights of the
Mr.
Kashmiris
Pirzada, you made
and
an
the
accusation
massacre of the
against me.
Kashmiris.
One sec.
You have made an accusation against
Listen
me.
to what Ambassador
That
Partha
there's
has
a
said.
bounty against me. How is it your High Commissioner meets me? How is it you gave me a visa to visit your country? How is it your generals from the ISI meet me regularly either in Colombo or Thailand? Are they?
Well, I tell you, I'll give you the answer.
If you have a bounty
Pakistan will be-
head in your
let me answer
country,
you.
it shows one thing.
Pakistani-
It shows one thing. May I just
Hold
say?
on.
You are capable of
Hold on.
fabricating
Partha
facts.
Sathi, I will
And
give you
you're a liar.
argument on that.
Uh-huh.
As far as
No, tell me the bounty. Tell me the bounty on my head. Why do your four-star generals? Why do your four-star
May I
generals?
express myself on this issue?
No, why do your four-star generals, including Generals Aziz
hold
and
on.
Inamul Haq,
Okay, don't continue your
interact with me?
lecture.
No, why do they
it's
interact
an
with me?
No, you made a false accusation. No, 1 second. You made a false
Why
accusation.
do your
Now when you have been called out, Tariq Pirzada, you can't run away.
Why do your
very
force-
savvy
no,
person?
are you more
Let me answer that.
than General
We will
Aziz?
talk to any Tom and Harry anywhere in the world, including Mr. Partha Sathi, on any single issue because we are an open-minded people, freedom-loving people. You believe in democracy.
Mr. Pirzada.
You said there's a bounty on my head.
You made a bizarre accusation. You made a false accusation. You have been called out on facts.
You have been caught lying. You've been caught lying to an audience of 30 million people.
Yes, you have been caught lying
Oh,
on
you've
TV.
been caught lying.
You have been
before
exposed to lying.
120 million people.
Major General G.D. Bakshi, let me just also play out what this man, Makki, says about waging jihad in Kashmir. And some of this is absolutely reprehensible stuff. I want to play out 30 seconds of that clip and I'll get Major General Bakshi to respond to this. Listen carefully to what Makki and the way he characterizes the jihad in Kashmir.
बॉर्डर पार करके जाना, हिंदू फौज से लड़ना, किसी पुरअमन हिंदू से भी नहीं लड़ना और किसी पाकिस्तानी मुसलमान से तो सवाल ही पैदा नहीं। यह है जिहाद। ये उठ के 4 बच्चे चले गए वहां जी जाके हिंदू फौज ने शहीद। अल्लाह की कसम, ये मनहज है, ये मिशन है, इसके पीछे इदारा है, इसके पीछे देन है, कुरान और हदीस है, आयात और अहादीस है, अल्लाह पाक की वादे हैं, जमानतें हैं, नबी पाक की बशारतें हैं। चैलेंज करके कहता हूं, तुम 30 साल से इस्लामाबाद की बनती बिगड़ती हुकूमतों की डूबती लुटिया देख लो और 30 साल से मेरे भाइयों की, अपने बेटों की हैट्रिक ट्रॉफियां जन्नतों में, गज़वात में, शहादतों में, अमेरिका की शिकस्त में, नीटो की शिकस्त में, भारत की जिल्लत में। आओ अल्लाह की कसम हिसाबो किताब लगा के देखो।
General Bakshi, here is a man, here's a bigot who says go and attack the Hindu army of India. First of all, it's not the Hindu army of India, it's the Indian army. And two, such a bigot is given a free hand in Pakistan.
Zaka, implied behind your statement is the kind of innocence and naivety on our part that we believe the narrative fed to us by the Pakistani state, that the state has nothing to do with these non-state actors. In fact, it is keen to take action against them. They are autonomous people acting without the support of the state. The fact is that Jamaat-ud-Dawa is the asymmetric warfare arm of the ISI. There was ecstasy in this country when Hafiz Saeed was put under so-called house arrest. It was a charade. It was a joke. Here now you have his number two, his brother-in-law Makki,
I can tell you that.
worse venom than even Hafiz Saeed was capable of, in more blatant terms. Why are we kidding ourselves that the Pakistani deep state is not involved? Why are we falling for their narrative? It is the Pakistani deep state that is deeply complicit.
Taimur Shamil, why don't you begin by admitting tonight on the show that your state, your army is impotent when it comes to dealing with the Jamaat-ud-Dawa. You don't have the political will, you don't have the wherewithal, and you don't have the intent to take on the Jamaat-ud-Dawa. Taimur Shamil.
Panelists, I think, are learned enough and they are educated enough, and they know that Pakistan has been fighting most notorious groups and individuals in the region. We have eliminated Al-Qaeda.
So nothing. Why are you not acting against Makki?
ETIM, but
why are you not acting against Makki?
We haven't made any terrorist, any extremist our CM. We don't have people like Aditya Nath Yogi as our CM for that matter. We haven't met.
Why are you not acting against Makki?
Top officials.
No, let me ask. One second. Let me ask. Taimur, let me ask you a simple question. One second. If Taimur Shamil, instead of Abdul Rahman Makki, Mullah Fazlullah made this comment, okay, of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or Ehsanullah Ehsan made this comment about Rahil Sharif, about Musharraf, wouldn't your state have come down on them like a ton of bricks? The only reason you're not doing this to Makki is because Makki is a proxy that you can use. That's why.
Zaka, can I also
comment?
Yes, Gaurav, I'm just coming to you. I'm just coming to you.
We don't take things personally. I think not even Rahil Sharif,
Mr. Makki is living in his palatial bungalow in Bahawalpur. I'll give you his address.
That is the point.
You are doing nothing. Your state is doing nothing, Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia, the point is simply this.
What do you think about the TTP and Al-Qaeda and all those people who are supported by India in Balochistan and in Sindh?
Today gave it away, and I can play a shorter clip, but let Gaurav first come in. Gave it away today, General Musharraf, by saying that it's not like the Pakistan state cannot act against these fellows, but we choose not to act because perhaps they are doing good work in some areas. They suit our agenda. He said it in as many words.
In Kashmir.
Oh, he said it in as many words, Tariq Pirzada. Let Gaurav Bhatia now respond. Gaurav Bhatia.
Allow me now. Be civilized enough. And before I expose the terrorist state of Pakistan, let me warn Mr. Pirzada. Don't dare to use the kind of language you have used for the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Otherwise, Pakistan would be wiped off the world map. Okay, this will serve as a warning. Be civilized to debate. Don't use wrong language for the premier of our country. Our country is a democratic country. Our country has not been military rule like Pakistan has. And now, yes, Mr. Pirzada, I'm telling you because your Pakistan is a terrorist nation and you stand exposed today, whether it is Hafiz Makki or Hafiz Sayyid.
Nobody in Pakistan is killing the minorities like you have been killing minorities in India. Nobody is doing that in Pakistan.
And the world looks down upon Pakistan only because of that reason. And let me tell you the difference between India and Pakistan.
In the entire world.
Incident happened
Look at the way.
Hang on.
Done by
hang on, Tariq Pirzada. Don't you have basic decency? Let Gaurav Bhatia speak. No, don't you have basic television debate etiquette, Mr. Pirzada? Let Gaurav Bhatia finish. Pull down Tariq Pirzada's fader. Gaurav Bhatia, stop.
Mr. Pirzada is not known for his civility and therefore I expect nothing better.
Yeah,
but let me tell you the difference between a vibrant democracy like India and Pakistan. When the Peshawar terrorist attack happened, your children died and India wept with you, and you are unleashing terror on India. Your government, your army and all these terrorists are all complicit, and you stand exposed. Your reputation in the international community has dropped down to nil, and therefore I say that please, if you don't mend your ways, Pakistan will implode, mark my words, and it would be wiped off the world map. And our army is so strong that we have taught you lessons in the past. If you don't improve now, we will teach you a harsher lesson, and you would stand defeated. And this terrorism that you are promoting will be wiped off.
Tariq Pirzada and Taimur Shamil,
so be prepared.
Your state is so failed that it can't act against a man who's abusing your own former army chief.
We have isolated India.
You can't act against a man who's abusing your former army chief.
Saw what happened in International Court of Justice.
Can I remind you what happened at ICJ? Can I remind you what happened at ICJ, Tariq Pirzada, where you had egg on your face?
It could not take any representation.
Okay, one sec. I'm going to come back to Ambassador Parthasarathy as well as Major General Bakshi, but can I play 30 seconds of excerpt number 3 of what Makki said? And he has gone on to challenge America. He has gone on to challenge NATO forces. He has come up with this complete alternate construct that the Russians today are taking the help of jihadis in Pakistan. He goes on to say that the jihadis were responsible for the breakup of the Soviet Union. Can I just play 30 seconds of that clip, please?
क्या अमेरिका के पास एटम बमों को पानी पड़ गया था जो अफगानिस्तान में अमेरिका को जूते लगे? क्या रूस के एटमी बमों पर बारिश बरस गई थी अमेरिका की 52 रियाद से? आज पाकिस्तान फतह याद है नीटो के 37 मुल्कों के मुकाबले एक जिहाद से। अल्लाह की कसम चैलेंज करके कहता हूं, तुम 30 साल से इस्लामाबाद की बनती बिगड़ती हुकूमतों की डूबती लुटिया देख लो, और 30 साल से मेरे भाइयों की, अपने बेटों की हैट्रिक ट्रॉफियां जन्नतों में, गज़वात में।
I mean, for this man to say that Pakistan is today stronger than 37 NATO countries, he says that Soviet Union was disintegrated because of us, we are more powerful than America. I mean, some of it is, bluster.
I think, Pakistan must realize that using such people gets them into greater trouble.
Yeah.
I'm going now by Pakistani press reports from the Urdu press, Dawn, Express Tribune and Nation. When Mr. Sharif went for this Islamic summit,
yes,
he was not even given an opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
None of the leaders met him. He was, please.
No, wait. No, Mr. Pirzada, you either follow the rules of this debate or you can leave. Let's be clear.
Now, let me complete. And at the same time as this was happening, the director of intelligence, who is the highest intelligence official in the US, and the head of armed forces intelligence were testifying to the Senate Committee on Intelligence. And they accused Pakistan of using proxies in India and Afghanistan, and warned that Indian patience was running thin.
Yeah.
So I think, let us be very clear, within the Islamic world, they have antagonized the Shias,
yes,
they have antagonized Iraq, they have antagonized Qatar, which stayed out of this, and the Saudis, treating them like
treating them like a vassal state, actually.
A vassal state.
Mr.
Pirzada, surely, for the, they were claiming we are the only Islamic country with a bomb and we'll be treated like kings. Why are you sitting like mouse when your prime minister is insulted internationally? And Trump refuses to look at him.
Yeah, I mean, Nawaz Sharif
apparently... And their foreign office was saying there's going to be a great meeting.
Nawaz Sharif is practicing this speech during his flight.
Prime Minister.
Nawaz Sharif is practicing his speech.
He said that 30 heads of government were not allowed to speak. and they were not.
But there were
and I
so
feel
many
sorry
other
for
countries,
that.
not all of them.
But no, 30 were not allowed to
over there.
speak.
But the point is the
he
way
did not
Pakistan
name-
has defeated the
King
nefarious
Salman
designs of
did
India in
not
that region.
name- did
And
not-
on the other side, once Mr. Modi was saying
You
that
are not
India
even
would
allowed to
Pakistan,
speak,
he was
Taimur.
not even named.
Your
Now we
Prime
see that
Minister
India
was
is
not
isolated.
even
Look at
allowed
the
to
way
talk.
Pakistan is
A
improving its
speech
relations
that
with
he
Russia.
rehearsed
Now, I think Mr. Modi
during the
is
entire
more
duration of the
concerned about
flight
improving
to
his
Riyadh.
relations with Russia. Look at the way Pakistan has busted the nefarious designs
Russia
of
was
Indian
not
army
there.
and raw
We are
in the
talking
region.
of
That
Saudi
is also very
Arabia.
interesting.
You say you are an Islamic leader.
Yes.
You say you are the kingpins of jihad. You were treated like mud in Saudi Arabia.
All right.
By
Well,
everybody.
you can lie to your own people, and I think there are a lot of educated people in India.
Can you please?
Read
No, Taimur, please go back and read the Pakistani press. Yeah, forget about the Indian press. Read the Pakistani
We
press.
don't have to go for a little
Major General Bakshi, Major General Bakshi, the short point is only this, that I go back to what Hillary Clinton said, that if you're going to rear snakes in your backyard, don't be surprised if some of those snakes come back to bite you. Today Abdul Rahman Makki is a snake that is biting the Pakistani establishment.
All right, Jacob, you are talking like a snake.
No, Major General Bakshi, Major General Bakshi, Tariq Pirzada,
couple of issues.
rules of the debate,
Let me address this.
rules of the debate, only Major General Bakshi.
Mr. Pirzada, don't make...
Zaka,
Yeah.
Zaka, this gentleman is a comment and he just comes here to ruin the debates, the standard of the debate, by constantly berating anybody who's speaking. What the point I would like to make here is, Zaka, that Pakistan's these terrorist organizations have delusions of grandeur. Pakistan has always rented out its territory for the jihads of foreign powers. The CIA and the Saudi Mukhabarat financed the war in Afghanistan, and Pakistan rented out its territory and is today paying the consequences. It is just now rent out its territory once again for an intelligence war against the Sistan,
Indian
Baluchistan
people and
province of Iran.
Indian nation.
Mr. Pirzada, are you some high school kid who needs to be disciplined?
Just want
For God's sake, you're an elderly gentleman. Why didn't you get a handle on yourself?
Pakistan need to come together, need to take concerted action against this barrier state of Pakistan.
Stop right now
This
for a moment.
rogue state needs to be brought to account.
No, you see, Tariq Pirzada. No, one sec. Tariq Pirzada. Your former chief of army staff, your former president gave the plot away. He let the cat out of the bag by saying, I agree. I think Mr. Pirzada, you should get your head checked, please.
You are making all those extremists and those terrorists as your chief ministers, and you are giving them offices.
Can I play what Musharraf said? One sec. I will shut up both Tariq Pirzada and Taimur Shamil with just 30 seconds of what Musharraf said. What did Musharraf say?
Billions of rupees to the
Can I just play what Musharraf said? Can I just play what Musharraf said?
Is he not a terrorist financer?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
Musharraf.
Like
No, hang on. I will shut up every argument of yours, Pirzada. Every argument of yours will be done to dust today. 30 seconds of Musharraf. Play it out. Can we play it out now? Why don't you admit that your state is powerless in front of people like Makki? They cannot act against jihadis like Makki. Why don't you admit that?
Well, maybe instead of saying powerless, may I say that they don't want to, because they are doing a good job probably in some areas which favor the government.
They are doing a good job. See, now the cat is out of the bag. They are doing a good job because you use these proxies, you use these terrorists to fuel violence in Kashmir, in Afghanistan, in other parts of the world.
No, that is not violence.
So it's convenient for the state.
They are mujahideen.
You see, Gaurav Bhatia, General Musharraf has just given away the plot. This is something that the Pakistani state has been doing for the last 30 years, and General Musharraf was a master exponent of this. They use these little proxies like Makki to further their agenda in Kashmir, in Afghanistan, and General Musharraf has given it away. He's given away the plot today.
Zaka, you are absolutely right, and let me say this to our Pakistani panelists, that Pakistan is a coward state. And why I say that is, whether it is Osama bin Laden, Hafiz Saeed, Hafiz Makki, all terrorists find Pakistan as a safe haven, and Pakistan has not acted against them. And second, it is such a coward country. Pakistan is such a
will you just zip up, please?
It does not even have... Mr. Pirzada, don't shout. I can shout louder than you. You will be quiet and embarrassed. But listen, because you should extend some civility to co-panelists.
The way you are killing people in Rajasthan,
is a coward state.
The way you are killing people in different parts of India, that is alarming for India. You should rather look inside what is happening inside India. You have made people like Yogi Nath as your Chief Minister and Modi as your Prime Minister. Look at what is happening with BJP at the moment.
They talk about Islam. People like Hafiz Makki are actually insulting Islam because they don't even follow one word
in
of
India
Islam.
is compared.
That is why. You know, this is complete extremism and terrorism that is prevailing in Pakistan.
And terrorism in India. The state sponsored extremism and terrorism in India.
Pakistan is
what was happening in Gujarat?
The only army that does not defend its borders. Rather, it is busy promoting terrorism in India.
Hang on. One second. Everybody, one second. Major General Arya. No, one second. I asked. Taimur, one second. I asked you a question. You had no answers for it. I'm asking that question to Major General Rajesh Arya. If instead of the LET chief, the Jamaat-ud-Dawa chief saying what he said against Raheel Sharif, imagine for a moment the head of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or the head of the Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, or the head of the Jamaat-ul-Ahrar said the same thing against Raheel Sharif. You think the Pakistani state wouldn't have acted against it? See, this is the whole problem. The Pakistanis think that, there are good terrorists, bad terrorists. We can use some of them for our advantage. The others we will go after.
Jaka, I am doubtful about that. For last 20 years, the Pakistan governments, whichever government has been in the past, they did not have a say in their affairs. They did not even declare to the world that Osama bin Laden was there.
Yeah.
He was living for years within a kilometer of the Pakistan Officers Academy, Army Academy. They did not disclose it. They kept fooling Americans. They kept fooling the entire world. Why? That time also the government was there in power. Why? They are scared of exposing their own terrorists.
Yes.
They are scared of accepting them as a terrorist. You just heard Jalal Musharraf.
Yeah.
He says, no, they are good jihadis.
Yeah.
They are mujahideen. They are not terrorists.
He gave it. The point is this. We exposed on this channel, by the way, in October of 2015, we exposed the defense minister, the former defense minister of Pakistan, the man who was defense minister in the PPP government, saying on record that he knew, that Zardari knew, the Prime Minister at that time, Gilani, knew that Osama bin Laden was in Pakistan. And yet people like Pirzada and Taimur Shamil will never admit that Osama bin Laden was found in Abbottabad, right next to the Kakul Military Academy.
With an 18-feet wall.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody would have constructed those houses.
Don't be surprised if Osama's successor, Zawahiri, is caught by the Americans in Karachi. There's good intelligence to know that Zawahiri is in Karachi.
See, Pirzada, this is the problem. You rear these snakes, rear these terrorists. Osama is found in a military garrison town.
What do you think about him? Terrorists like Yogi Nath, what do you think about him?
Oh, shut up, Taimur. He's an elected chief minister in the biggest state in this country. He's an elected chief minister in the biggest state in this country.
Innocent people.
You better get a handle on what you're saying. Taimur Shamil, if you don't have a handle on the facts, then I recommend you shut up.
That is the issue.
If you don't know facts, you shouldn't be part of a debate. He's the elected chief minister of the largest state in this country. Osama bin Laden was caught in the biggest military academy in your country, and you have no answers.
No, you have to behave yourself.
One little thing. Osama was not alone.
One second, after Ambassador Parsar.
Osama was not alone. He was accompanied by 3 wives, 5 children, 5 grandchildren, born in military hospitals in Pakistan. Now you don't know what's happening in your military hospitals.
Yeah, he had his entire khandan. His entire khandan was living in this bungalow in Abbottabad.
You can't say they were not there. They were all caught and handed over to the Americans. The Americans know everything.
And you're such an ungrateful...
Okay, hang on. No, Pirzada, Mr. Pirzada, 1 second. Osama is... No, hang on, let me finish. Do I have to educate you in TV etiquette, Mr. Pirzada? Osama was caught in your country. Your defense minister admitted to it. Dawood Ibrahim stays in your country. We exposed his address. A Pakistani superintendent of police admits the surgical strike happened. You are living in denial.
Surgical
You are
strike
living
is
in
such a
denial,
drama. You are
Mr.
embarrassing your own
Pirzada.
army.
Good luck to you. You are living in a daydream.
Zaga, you make your point.
Yeah, go on.
May I say a
I'm
couple of
listening.
things?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. You have no answer.
All right, here is the answer. I will run out of time. Let me quickly finish it. Today, two figures from the Indian politics and the armed forces made a statement. Number one, Rajnath Singh. Number two, your Chief of Army Staff, Mr. Rawat. Both of them said, we will have to deal with and talk to those main stakeholders in Kashmir. And he said, every stakeholder in Kashmir, you will be talking to people like
You are wrong.
People like
No such statement was made.
Like,
You are saying patently false stuff, Pirzada. You are making up stuff.
Because
Neither the army chief nor Rajnath Singh said anything like that. He did not. Wrong. Factually wrong. Pirzada, you believe in fake news? God help you. You believe in alternate facts? God help you. Neither Rajnath Singh nor the army chief said anything of that sort. Neither the army chief nor Rajnath Singh said anything of that sort.
As long as you are going to kill innocent people in Kashmir, Zaka, you will invite wrath of people from around the world.
That's right.
If you want,
Major General Bakshi, Pirzada is now attributing wrong statements. Statements that the army chief never made.
Political statements to the army.
Yeah, you want to respond, Major General Bakshi?
Not bad.
Major General Bakshi. He is attributing statements to the Indian Army chief, statements that he never even said.
He said that.
Zaka, these people are delusional. They act psychotic.
Most of the time.
They act psychotic. As a nation, they are psychotic.
Oh, he said that. Oh, General Bakshi, when was the last time you checked the spellings of psychotic?
As I wrap up,
if you, Zaka, the point is that
I just have this to say. I just have this to say.
$1 billion
and people
from
in
the
Kashmir.
United States.
That is the point.
And keep
If you don't want your soldiers to be killed,
I want to wrap up.
Killing innocent people in Kashmir.
For God's sake, you lie through your teeth.
You have no God.
He just lied. Pirzada just lied. Pirzada just lied. Pirzada just lied on national television here in India. He said statements that
nothing but the truth.
First he lied saying that the bounty on Ambassador Parsati said. Now he lies about statements that the army chief never made. Mr. Pirzada, I think, in my humble opinion, once this show is over, Mr. Pirzada, I advise you to please consult a psychiatrist. You need help. Please meet a shrink. You are a pathological liar. You are a pathological liar. Please go consult a shrink. Clear your head. Clear your head. And once you swear allegiance to the truth, I am happy to have you back on the show. But don't manufacture lies and attribute it to people on the show. Please. I'm wrapping up now.
But I'm not worried about
I'm not going to have pathological liars on this show. I'm wrapping up the show. Thank you very much to all my guests. All I'll say is this: that Abdul Rahman Makki is the new face, the new leader of the Jamaat-ud-Dawa and the Lashkar-e-Taiba, and it's a shame that if the Pakistani army and the Pakistani state don't find those comments that he made, forget about what he said about India or Afghanistan or US, the comments that he made about Raheel Sharif and Musharraf and Nawaz Sharif, if the Pakistani state doesn't find that offensive enough to take action against this man, then what can I say? God help Pakistan. That's a wrap of this debate. I'm going to take a quick break here on the program. When we come back on the other side, the beef debate hotting up across the country now. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has written to all chief ministers of all states, including BJP-ruled ones, saying why they should come together and oppose the centre's move in the name of federalism. Details when Face Off returns.